said, wash in the river of Jordan, wipe away your sins like I've done mine. And the people, then they'll be equals. There's too many things.
My parents have been against what I've been doing in bodybuilding, the sport of bodybuilding, me participating, being in a bikini, being in front of people. The whole thing is inappropriate in my culture. I'm Jordanian, Middle Eastern. My father was really strict with us when we were growing up, both my parents, and the majority of people sexualize the sport when it comes to the women. And you can either sexualize it, which is what most people will do, or you could look at it for really what it is. I understand why people have mistaken it and sexualized it, totally get it. And on top of that, we have people that are representing the sport poorly and are into pornography, webcam. They're doing all kinds of things that validate that point of view that someone can sexualize it and look at us in a particular way that is not positive. My dad still doesn't approve of it. There was 1 year we didn't speak over it. There was another year where 9 months where we didn't speak over it, you know, and I lost my relationship with my parents over competing. And then just until recently, oh man, I've had such a huge transformation, and I know everything's lining up, and it has all to do with God, you know. And as soon as I started putting God first in everything I do, he just started to bless me with things that I never thought I would see, including a moment that I got to have with my dad through Sam and our visits with my parents. And as Sam has been getting to know my family, and he's the first person I've ever introduced to my family because they didn't want to meet nobody unless it was serious, you know, and it's serious with him. I'm gonna marry him, you know. And so over, I believe it was Christmas. It was Christmas Eve. We went out to do lunch with them, and right after lunch, I went to help my mom with the dishes. Sam and my dad got to have a moment, you know, and talk about what I'm doing. And he kind of was telling him, like, and my brother had a chance to kind of tell him and on what level I've gotten to with bodybuilding, and so that they could understand that it's a real sport and they could respect it in a way. And I don't know what was said there, but I left, I came back, and my dad looked at me and he said, you know what you've done, you've really accomplished so much. And I was like, what? I mean, is he really saying these things right now? He's like, you know, I don't like what you do, but I have to give you the credit that you've done more than all your family members, all your cousins. You've accomplished more, and you've gotten to a level with your skill that is unbelievable, you know, and that's amazing, daughter, you know, and I'm proud of you. And I was like, wow, you know, it really was a very special moment for me. It really touched my heart to hear my dad say those words, because I never thought he would ever feel that way, you know. Never thought those things would come out of his mouth. So it really touched my heart. After 7-8 years of doing this and pressing forward and saying, no, I don't care, I'm gonna chase my dream, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be the best, watch me. I'm gonna be the best. I'm going for the #1 spot in the world. I'm not going to be an amateur, I'm going to be the best. And that's what I'm shooting for. And that's it. And we had this moment around the table that was beautiful and full of love. And then I just kind of I almost saw it as this moment where, you know, one day when I am, and I have gained that title, and I am the best, that I could look back on like a lot of athletes do and say, here's my story. And we got to talk about my story and my, you know, how it started and all the struggle and where it's come and where I've come from and where I'm at now. And it's one of those amazing stories that's about God. What's amazing because it's about faith. It's about something only God can put in your heart. You know, my dreams are so big that sometimes, yesterday I was thinking about this, and this morning, I'm scared sometimes. Like, they're frightening, you know, because they're big. And will I be able to handle those things if they were given to me? And I just believe that God has been preparing me and rearing me and molding me into the leader that it's gonna take for for that position, for that responsibility, because being #1 champion, being where I'm at right now, which is at the top level of my sport in my division, it takes a leader. You need to be a leader. You need to lead people the right way. So it takes a lot of work, and I think that God's been showing me all those things and teaching me. And the timing is different than I thought it was, but it always happens. I have these visions that He gives me, and then I pursue and I accomplish, once I put my absolute faith in Him. And it gets scary sometimes. The faith part is so scary because as human beings, we want control. We want to have control over our life. And if we have control, then we could feel okay about some things, like, control, it's crazy. It's a crazy thing. I always want to have control. As soon as I take control, I start messing shit up, actually. And as soon as I hand over my control to God and I start trusting Him, and sometimes the things He's asking me to do are like, wait, no, God, I don't want to do that. Like, I have this vision that He'll give me, everything that I've ever dreamt of. I didn't know the way that it would happen. I didn't understand the way that it was going to happen and the timing of it, but it's happening, and it keeps happening. I'm excited. He makes things exciting for me. Every day is a new day. It's exciting to see what God's going to do and what kind of challenges are going to arise, what kind of lessons I'm going to learn. Approaching my day that way is totally different than any way that I've approached it, before. I've gotten better at doing that, and having that positive mindset is everything. It's everything. How you think of your day, how you think of a problem, it's not a problem anymore. Everything's connected. I even thought about when this idea came to me that, oh my gosh, my dreams are so scary, they frighten me sometimes. I'm gonna have to trust God if I'm gonna be able to take responsibility for the position that I'm asking Him to put me in. I remembered this seminar that Ingrid gave, my coach Ingrid. Before I joined TEAMEDGE, she did this seminar in Long Beach, and she gave out t-shirts that said, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. So upon recognizing this, experiencing it and coming to the idea by myself yesterday and today, I remembered that. And it's funny how everything's connected, and how everything started from somewhere, these ideas, thoughts that are born, and we're creating our lives, and you're in charge of your life. You're in charge of the creation of your life. If you're creating with the Creator and you're in tune, you're basically able to create anything.
They say wash in the river of Jordan, wipe away your sins like I've done mine. And the people, then they'll be equals. There's too many sinkholes we've left behind.